Welcome back, friends. The sixth apparition of the Mother of God, three of the Angel of Peace in Portugal, October 13th, 1917. There are 75,000 crowds. People are pulling and pinning the children. Parents are terrified. The children are calm. The secular press has assembled their anti-clerics and masons. Remember 1517, 1717, 1917. The pre-announced miracle, that I will make a miracle for everyone to see in order to believe. It had been raining, people are soaked, and it is muddy. They close their umbrellas and pray the rosary, and the lady appears. She requests, now, Our Lady, what do you want? So now she's telling them. She requests a chapel to be built here because her appearance has hallowed that ground. I want to tell you that a chapel is to be built here in my honor. I am the Lady of the Rosary. Continue always to pray the Rosary every day. The war is going to end and the soldiers will soon return to their homes. With her heartfelt plea, looking very sad. So, right, that's pretty good news. That's the
Right.
answer to the novena, right? But she looks very sad, and Our Lady said, do not offend the Lord our God anymore, because he is already so much offended. The first, so there's then going to be two simultaneous apparitions. The visionaries see Mary robed in white with a blue mantle, St. Joseph holding Jesus, and the Holy Family. Lucia alone witnessed a vision of Mary as Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and St. Joseph and the Christ child blessed the world with their hands, strengthening the family. Our Lady of Sorrows, need for peace, and Our Lady of Mount Carmel, consecrated to Our Lady. So that's the apparition. So they're seeing the Holy Family, St. Joseph. Second, the people, that's what the children saw. What the people see is that the sun danced, the people became dry, and there was great conversions. Yeah, it was 10 miles. Villagers 10 miles away could see fantastic dancing sun. And there was no way, there was no way at that time, I think the press was able to spin that.
Yeah. Well, except for the fact that they just don't tell you.
That's right.
Right. I mean, so when there's no way of changing it, the message, then you just silence the message. We're living in that right now. Right. If you can't change it, you silence it.
That is correct. That is correct.
I mean, one of the things that we haven't talked about is, just the name, this COVID Iria, right, or Iria, right? There are two possible interpretations of that, right? That it comes from Irene, which is it comes from the Greek root. I don't know how you would pronounce it, but the Greek root that actually means peace, right? So you have the cove of peace, but there is also a secondary Portuguese word, irare, right? To irradiate, right? To and splendor, or to have a rainbow of something, right? I mean, it's so incredible that, it's like Our Lady of Tepeyac, right? I mean, like these words, Guadalupe, they have double meanings. There's always a double entendre with the Blessed Mother, that she is capable of conveying that she will use the reality of the place in front of her to affect the will. So it was necessary for this cova, right, to be the place, because it has this dual meaning, right, of both. And also Fatima, right? I mean, there again lies another dual meaning, that are, that Fatima, that you have this conversion of the Islamist, or the woman, the Muslim Islam, follower of Islam, to Catholicism. All of these things taking place at this one site. And then, I mean, really, when you think about it, this is World War I. And yet 70,000 people, like, even alone, isn't that sufficient for a miracle? That 70,000 people can somehow find their way to this little coastal city in Portugal at a time when what's going on at this point contiguously? I mean, I'd be curious to know what battles are raging in France and Belgium right now, in Germany. What's going on in the world right now when 70,000 people still feel that they can come to this place without fear of, without loss of, that they may be harmed, or, I mean, it really is profound when you think about it.
It absolutely is. From 1925 to 1929, there are going to be 3 appearances of the Mother of God to Lucia in the convent in Pontevedra, Spain. The first is December 10th, 1925. Our Lady requests the first Saturday devotion. So this is where the first Saturday request comes from. It's after those 6. Lucia is a postulant of the Dorothean sisters in Spain here. The Christ child stressed we shouldn't. All right. So so I had to ask, is this a one-time deal, or do you need to make it more than once? Because it's not altogether sure just from the words. So the Christ child says we could make this devotion many times in our lives. Look, my daughter, at my heart, surrounded with thorns, with which ungrateful men pierce me at every moment by their blasphemies and ingratitude. You at least try to console me and announce in my name that I promise to assist at the hour of death with the graces necessary for salvation. All those who, on the first Saturday of the 5 consecutive months, go to confession, receive Holy Communion, recite the Rosary, and keep me in company for a quarter of an hour while meditating on the mysteries of the Rosary, with the intention of reparation to me. It was after so for us, the 2018, August 22nd, 2018, that Ted and I took that to heart, and we made our first Saturday devotion at that time in reparation in necessary salvation and purification, liberation, and exaltation of Holy Mother Church, and we continue to do that right now. So in the study, I realized, we should have done it many times, but where I am, it's not altogether possible.
Right.
So I think it is my reasoning, it's my understanding that if you can't actually make it to Holy Communion on Saturdays, given the different situations around the world, I know North Korea and China watch me,
Right.
but one day we had visitors from Ireland, Spain, India, and the U.S. watching us, watching the website. So in your locale, who knows what you have access to. And if you can't receive communion, actually, perhaps a spiritual communion is sort of where we're at right now.
I mean, the church has an expression in Latin, I can't remember exactly what it is, but you can't require the impossible. I mean, and so consequently, but I mean, pray too, however, for your prelates, for your bishops, and for your priests who are withholding the Eucharist from you, because somebody's culpable. Because the Eucharist is available. The priest is saying Mass. The bishop is saying Mass. They're just withholding it from their parishioners, and not really for good cause. There is no good cause to ever withhold the Eucharist from a pious person, right? I mean, from a person who's truly seeking union with the Eucharist, there is never going to be a legitimate reason for withholding Eucharist from someone like that.
That's right. All right, my friend. The second appearance of Our Lady to Lucia was February 15th, 1926. The Christ child and Our Lady appeared to Lucia. She's not yet a novice in Spain. She again asked the spread of the devotion of the first Saturdays, and her superior wanted to obey, but her confessor discouraged it. And then, all right, we're right at this top there. I think we'll pick up the third and continue on.
It makes you, those are things that make you go, right?
That's right. It is more. All right, my friends. We'll pick up in the next episode with the third apparition of Our Lady to Sister Lucia. Till then, Fide Sriracha.